Hello, hello. This is Flair, and today we're going to go over Small Powers Cup format. Today I'm here with Jay. Present yourself.
What's up, everyone? We're going over it for a second time today.
Yeah, exactly. So we have been we recorded it for 1 hour. We had like I believe 7 Pokemon left, and then I noticed wait, there's no audio, uh, which is a slight issue in a discussion video.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. So we will be going over this again, and this time around it's going to go a bit quicker, since we both know more now since we've discussed it a lot, and yeah. So yeah,
speed run.
yeah, speed run, which is good for the video length as well.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into this. So we have some opinions on both Weedle and Caterpie. They're quite similar and just serve a very similar purpose. Both have good speed with String Shot and Shield Dust. So they're speed control that can ignore Fake Out, which is very valuable. Do you have any comments?
I think they also get Electro Web.
Yes,
which,
correct.
Is really helpful for like breaking sashes if you wanted that type of speed control.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you said that Weedle is about like 5 base speed faster than Caterpie, which probably makes it, the better of the two.
Yeah.
But they're both really similar to each other, and I think each serve like a really nice supportive niche that is good for speed control in a pretty speed tie heavy format. So
yeah, we decided to place both of these Pokemon in B tier. Next up is Zubat. Would you like to tell us a bit about Zubat?
Yeah, I think Zubat's really cool. It gets Inner Focus with Tailwind. It 4 times resists fighting types, which are going to be very strong in this format. It's good into some of the fairy types that I think are going to be everywhere, specifically Togepi.
Yep, for sure.
And yeah, Inner Focus is like we just said, like being immune to Fake Out is really nice. And when you're immune to Fake Out, have a good speed and can set Tailwind, you're definitely in really good shape.
For sure.
And I think this is going to be a really powerful format for this for Zubat to really shine.
Good attack and good speed for this format.
Yeah.
And that is why we decided to put it in S tier.
Big S tier Zubat.
Yeah. Next up is Magikarp, and I don't think we need to discuss this carp.
No, we don't. It gets Hydro Pump, and that's about it.
Yeah. It's very bad.
It's kind of fast. It gets 80 speed. It's the fastest in the format. It doesn't really do anything else.
Next up, we have Sentret. Sentret is one of the redirectors in this format, which could be very interesting. And it accompanies that with Frisk, which can be a very nice ability for protecting your opponent's sets. Although, this Pokemon is not the bulkiest, which you really want from a redirector. And it's normal type as well, which makes it weak to those fighting types that we were talking about earlier.
It's pretty much like a strict downgrade on like Togepi, which we'll talk about later, which is going to be a very format staple Pokemon.
Yep.
But it has some like interesting things that it can do. Like Frisk is a good ability, and if you wanted like a different redirector outside of Togepi, a different Follow Me user, like you can definitely use this. Like Follow Me makes it usable.
And that is why we decided to place it in B tier. It's still a solid Pokemon with a okay niche, but you're really losing out on some stuff if you're running this Pokemon.
Yeah, tough trade-off to take to use Sentret, unfortunately. But
what do you think about Spinarak?
It is gonna be like it has the strongest attack in the format outside of Guts boosted Makuhita. It's gonna hit really hard. Its typing is great for a lot of the popular Pokemon and like a lot of the stronger Pokemon in the format. It's good into Togepi. It's good into Makihita, as we, are going to be two Pokemon that are really good.
Yeah.
And it gets Rage Powder, some good support moves, and Sniper as an ability, which makes it a really good scope lens user if you wanted to go for scope lens, cross poison crits all
Yep.
game.
Very powerful.
Very dangerous coming off of the highest attack.
It also has
the format.
Shadow Sneak if you really want to prioritize.
It gets Shadow Sneak too.
Yup.
That's crazy.
Super
I did
weird
not know
move.
that.
Yeah, super weird move.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think that this Pokemon is a clear S tier for us.
Easy S tier. This thing is gonna be nasty.
Next up is Pichu, the only electric type of the format, which can make Lightning Rod a bit redundant, but you does get a very good supportive move pool with moves like Fake Out, Nuzzle, Charm, and some other stuff. And its offenses is not horrible in this format.
Yeah, it's the lack of electric types and electric type coverage in the format is gonna make Pichu less valuable than it would in normal formats. But I think it's still good here. Nuzzle's great, and it has really nice speed with Fake Out. So it's probably gonna be a solid Pokemon.
Yeah.
That I think belongs somewhere around the A tier.
Yeah, A tier. Next up, we have two Pokemon that are quite similar but serve very different roles, kinda. So we have Cleffa, which is not the bulky, not the best stats, not the best move pool. It's a pure fairy type, which is valuable, but it is weak to Pokemon like Spinarak and Zubat. While Igglybuff is normal fairy and has a way better bulk overall.
Yeah, it also has better offensive output. It has I think a base 95 HP stat.
Yeah.
Which is really, really bulky. Really good offensive
special attack.
Yeah, 45 special attack with a really good move pool. It's typing benefits and also hurts it at the same time, since it's taking neutral damage from fighting types and super effective from poison types. But Friend Guard plus good offensive coverage is always nice to have, and I think that Igglybuff is definitely the better of these two fairies.
Agreed.
And it probably belongs in A, while the more supportive of the two with Cleffa, I think probably belongs more in B.
Yes. Next up is Togepi, which we have already talked a lot about, and it's so good that it already has a place in the regular DPEC meta. This thing with Eviolite gets insane bulk, and it's very, very hard to kill it. Getting stuff like Follow Me, Helping Hand, but it can also run, for example, Super Luck with Dazzling Gleam, just fishing for those crits, or Tri Attack with Serene Grace, trying to get some very nice status on your opponent.
And this is one of those instances where being fairy type benefits it, I think, a ton, because it's going to be really good into the Makihita matchups, and its bulk is good enough to survive a lot of hits from if you invest very defensively from something like a Spinarak potentially. It's going to be a staple Pokemon that I'm expecting 80 to 90% usage on.
Yep. I think we can clearly see this Pokemon as S tier.
Yeah, definitely.
Next up is Hoppip. Would you like to tell us about it?
Hoppip is really cool. Grass Flying is decent typing. It's good into, Makihita. It gets Rage Powder. It gets Sleep Powder. It's very fast with good special bulk. It gets some decent other supportive moves like Cotton Spore for speed control. It's gonna be a really good support Pokemon.
Yeah.
You may have to respect this with safety goggles. I think that this is also going to be really good, really powerful, and really scary to deal with.
Yeah, Sleep Powder, Rage Powder, Cotton Spore. That's a very nice moveset.
Yeah.
We have decided to put this Pokemon in S tier.
Yes. 3 redirectors in a row,
Woo! Yeah,
right at that S tier.
yeah. S tier is gonna be
We love our
loaded with different
redirectors.
redirectors. The very
Yeah,
interesting thing about this format is that it's way more redirection heavy than regular DPEC. There's
yeah.
only three
It's
redirectors in
gonna
DPEC, so
yeah, it's gonna end up looking a lot like the BDSP formats that we saw with like redirection and setup. I think it's gonna be really popular.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I think that Hoppip is gonna be one of the good redirectors.
for sure. Sunkern. It's bad. It's very bad. Super bad stats. 30 across the board. Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
30 across the board. There's no like sunsetter to save it either with solar power. So this
Yeah.
thing's kind of just like that.
Yes, kind of very bad.
Yeah,
I think we can agree to put it in C tier.
absolutely.
Next up, we have Wooper. Wooper is a very interesting Pokemon in this format. It's quite bulky, good attack. It's fairly slow, but it has a very interesting move pool of Recover, Yawn, Curse, Impulse even. Does some really good like offensive moves. What do you think about Wooper?
It gets unaware as well, which
Oh yes,
really is
yeah,
just like makes it so good in a format that we're predicting to be pretty setup heavy. And you can also run like Water Absorb if we're expecting like some of those water types to be more popular, like something like like Azurill gets some water type coverage that could be
yeah.
pretty good, and like Wimpod and Magikarp if you're really concerned about Hydro Pump. But yeah, Wooper's got like really good defensive typing.
Yeah, only one weakness. Grass.
Yeah, and like grass types in this format, there's a couple good ones, but it's a little they're a little lacking in a lot of places.
Yep, for sure.
So I'm definitely expecting Wooper to be like a really good setup counter with Unaware, and
Yep.
get some really annoying support with like Yawn and Toxic.
Yeah, for sure. We have decided to push this thing in S tier.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really powerful.
Next up, we have Slugma, which has 70 base special attack, which is crazy for this format. It also has
Tons of spread damage.
40 in all bulk stats, which is super good. And this Pokemon just has really good coverage, some good support moves, and just really good diversity overall, and amazing damage, as I said.
Yeah, and its abilities are solid too. It gets weak armor, it gets flame body, which are both viable in some capacity.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're just gonna be like nuking things with your lava plumes and your heat waves
Yeah,
and
for
some of
sure.
your other good coverage that you get. Like I think it gets earth power and clear smog as well.
Yep. Very good move pool.
Ancient power probably.
Yeah, it does. A very interesting Pokemon that we are very sure will be dominating this format.
Yeah, the fact that you can hit around Togepi with Heat Wave from
Yeah.
a base 70 special attack
It's scary.
is absurd.
Yeah. We have decided to put this Pokemon in S tier as well.
Definite S tier.
There's a lot of good Yoto Pokemon. Like I've
Yeah, there
noticed
is.
in regular VGC, normally Yoto Pokemon hasn't been too strong. But in DPEC, many Johto Pokemon are super strong.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It is. Maybe they were just like, all right, we kind of made all the baby Pokemon in Generation 1 like really bad, so we're just gonna
Porygon.
except for Porygon, except for that thing.
Wait, it wasn't a baby Pokemon back then.
No, it wasn't.
Neither
It
was
just-
Tangela.
No.
Or Cypher.
Yeah, all the good baby Pokemon from Gen 1 were actually not baby Pokemon yet.
Yeah.
So they were like, all right, we need to make some better babies in Johto. So we're gonna like give you Wooper.
Yeah. We're gonna give you Wooper.
And everyone immediately fell in love.
Yes. Anyways, next up from Yoto is Swinub. What do you think about Swinub?
Swinub gets Thick Fat, which is a really good ability. Since you're weak to Slugma,
Yeah.
now you're not.
Yeah.
It gets Earthquake, which is a good and a bad thing as it's only ground coverage. You don't like hitting your own Pokemon, but you can also get around Togepi. It's like Togepi Slugma,
Yeah.
or something like that. And yeah, it gets like Ice Shard for priority, Icicle Crash. It's Mamoswine, very similar to it, except it I think it has like base like 50 stats for like its offensive,
Yeah.
defensive stats.
Something like
it's
that.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll definitely see use, and I think that it'll be a really strong option.
Yep.
Probably more so with Thick Fat than Oblivious.
We have decided to put this Pokemon in A tier.
Yep, Swinub A tier.
Next up is Tyrogue. This Pokemon is quite interesting. A good support to move pool, and all stats are 35, which is very interesting. This thing gets Fake Out, some priority moves, and just some useful tools overall.
But unfortunately, it's in like the similar to like Centric class, to where it's like there's something that just does its job so much better.
Yeah, we're gonna
Which we'll talk
come
about
to that
soon.
Pokemon later.
Yeah.
It's very powerful.
But I think that like I like Tyrogue. I have it on my league team for this season. I think that it's been good for me there. It's got some good support. The base 35s are okay.
Yeah, they're
Especially for
decent
this
in this
format,
format.
they're pretty good. But yeah, you're probably gonna always want to go with the other fighting type with Fake Out and Guts.
Yeah.
Because it's just a lot better.
Yeah. B tier for this one, right?
Yes, we put this one in B tier. I originally had it in A, but like the trade-off that you get is just way too much.
Yeah.
I think.
Next up is Poochyena, a very interesting Pokemon, I think. It's one of the only dark types, and gets a quite good both physical attack, no, like a pretty good physical attack, and just good damage. It has Rattled if you wanna do funny stuffs. Yeah, it's overall a quite decent Pokemon with okay coverage.
It's got some pretty good move coverage, and like Quick Feet's okay.
Yeah. Scarf Howl when?
Scarf Howl, yeah, that could be something. You
Or
get
just
Roar.
Howl. Yeah,
Yawn.
Roar could actually be really good in this format. Just to
Yeah, it
roar
could be
away
cool to
those set sweepers. Like
Yeah,
Wooper.
just unfortunately, like Dark as an offensive typing in this format
It's
is
very
not very
bad.
good.
Yeah, like
there's not many
fighting bug,
psychics,
fighting bug,
bug,
very.
fairy is everywhere.
Yeah,
It's like it's kind of just there if you want to do something, and it doesn't get intimidate like Mightyena does.
yeah.
It's just
If it had intimidate, that would.
yeah. I think I put this one originally in C tier, but after like a little bit of thinking about it, like its attack stats okay.
Yeah.
Its stats are okay. Its coverage is good enough. Like I think that it's usable, but this format probably has too many answers for it.
Yeah. Although we have decided to put it in B tier.
B tier, yeah.
Next up is the Zigzagoons, which both like serve a very different role. Zigzagoon Galar is the more supportive one. It has tools like Icy Wind, Snarl, Parting Shot, Taunt, and some other really good tools like Foul Play, for example, which makes it a very good supportive Pokemon. Would you like to talk about the regular Zigzagoon?
Yeah, I think they both get baby doll eyes too,
Correct.
which is good. But your regular Zigzagoon is probably going to be more of like your offensive version.
Yeah.
Gets Belly Drum and Extreme Speed, which is really
Yeah, for sure.
They each kind of suffer a little bit in their typing. Zigzagoon Galar is weak to not only Fairy, but also 4 times weak to Fighting, while your regular Zigzagoon is weak to just the Fighting type. But it does also get like Quick Feet and Gluttony, so Belly Drum Facade could be something cool with like Quick Feet.
Yeah.
And Belly Drum Gluttony is also just an awesome way to heal back your health.
Yeah.
And for like those reasons, I think both of them belong in the A. Despite
Yeah, I agree.
doing very different things, they're both going to be really solid Pokemon.
Yeah. Next up is Wurmple, which serves a similar role to Caterpie and Weedle, but it is 30 speed slower, which makes it
Yeah.
pretty much useless.
Unless you want to run Trick Room with the one Trick Room setter.
Ah, yeah.
String shot.
Trick Room string shot. The strats. Set up Trick Room so you can use your Puchiana with payback. Easy.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? Just focus sash Puchiana and string shot Wurmple. It's new meta.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this thing kind of stinks.
Yeah. Easy C tier.
Yeah.
Next up is Loaded. Water Grass is a quite good typing actually. And this thing gets okay stats, really good special bulk, okay offensive stats, and okay coverage. What do you think?
Yeah, it's gonna run very similarly probably to how we see a lot of Ludicolo sets ran. In regular VGC, it'll be like Scald, Energy Ball. No fake out, unfortunately, but I think it also benefits Lotad because you can run like coverage and protect.
Yeah.
It's like a decent offensive Pokemon with good typing and decent special bulk.
Yeah, for sure. We have decided to
Solid
put. Oh,
B
sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, solid B tier. I agree. No worries. Next up is C Dot. Would you like to talk about this one?
It gets beat up if you want to do rattle with Puchiana. It does nothing else. Don't use it
Yeah.
otherwise.
It's bad.
What's the other rattled Pokemon in this?
It's
Something else in the format gets rattled too.
yeah, Whismer.
Whismer, yeah, do rattled beat up next to Whismer and just nuke things with Hyper Voice.
Big brain
That's your only
strats.
way you're using C dot.
Yeah, I think C Dot is C tier.
Really bad.
It's C Dot.
C dot.
Anyways, onto the only Trick Room setter of the format, Ralts. So Ralts is very interesting. It's quite frail, so not the like classic stuff for Trick Room setters, but there's only one,
Yep.
so it will have to do, and it's not too bad. You can run like Sash, and it does deal enough damage to deal with some very annoying Pokemon. For example, Makuhita, and I believe Spinarak as well.
Yeah, and it's also pretty decent into like Zubat as well.
Yeah.
The Fairy Psychic type is like pretty good. We've seen that with like Hatterene and Gardevoir in different formats. Like, it's solid typing. It has good special attack.
Yeah.
So and it has that spread damage through Dazzling Gleam. So like Togepi Makuhita leads maybe aren't as scary as they seem.
Yeah. Just
with
bring
Ralts.
Ralts, you see?
Yeah, but
I believe
Heavy
this
Slam
is the only
Dark.
fairy type as well. No, wait, no, never mind. We have the
No,
other babies.
Yeah, we have plenty of fairy
Never mind.
types, I think. We have Togepi.
Ah, yeah.
Ladybug,
I totally forgot about
uh,
that. How did I do?
Yeah. But getting Trick Room like automatically makes it playable. This format's pretty slow to begin with, so I don't think that like Trick Room is great, especially since you are forced to run Ralts. But if you're coming up against like a fast Tailwind Zubat team, like throwing Trick Room with Ralts could be really good.
Yeah. A tier, right?
A tier, yep. Trick Room made it play. It makes it
Playable.
like really good, and
Yeah.
Dazzling Gleam is nice.
So, Whismer, do you wanna present it?
You can run it next to C dot with
Yes.
beat up.
So this thing is actually quite good offensive stats.
Yeah, it's got 51 special attack with Hyper Voice, good spread damage.
Yeah.
Normal typing is a rough type to be in this format.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, just having spread damage is nice, and you can run like Throat Spray, Choice Specs, and like you really seriously could run like Choice Specs, Whismer next to beat up C dot if you wanted to.
Yeah, or
Just
beat up
rattle it
Nickit even, because it's a bit
Yeah,
faster.
beat up Nickit, who's definitely the better of the beat up users.
Nah, use
Um,
C dot easy.
Just use C dot instead, because it's so much cooler, right? It's a little acorn, and we love him.
Yes, exactly.
Um,
Oh god.
yeah,
Yeah.
Whismer's cool. I think
Yeah.
that it's got potential to work
Yeah.
with the right support around it.
For sure. C tier? No, B tier.
B tier for this one. Yeah, it's
Yes.
definitely better than our C tiers.
Yeah, for sure. Makuhita.
Easy S tier.
Yeah, this thing has 60 attack and guts.
And it's
Fake out.
bulky,
Yeah.
gets thick fat if you want to just run like crazy bulky.
Yeah, for Slugma.
Makuhita. I don't think that a lot of people are going to be running like Will-O-Wisp in this format.
Yeah, there's not.
like-
It's like there's Slugma, I guess.
Yeah, and like, what are you really Will-O-Wisping? It's like Spinnerack, Bidoof,
Bidoof. Wooper, I guess.
Wooper, yeah. Like, and with Will-O-Wisp, just like with Makuhita being in the format, nobody's gonna burn this thing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to burn this thing because like game 2, game 3, you'll kind of figure out, oh wait, this is maybe not guts because it's not running Flame Orb, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm not running Will-O-Wisp. This thing was probably gonna be guts anyway.
Like Eviolite thick fat sounds very fun.
Yeah, so bulky. I was running some calcs into it, and it is really, really good.
Yeah.
It's very flexible, has close combat, has heavy slam to deal with like Togepi if you need it to.
Yeah.
Hits like a truck. Since we're not running Dynamax, you can't just like Dynamax to stop the heavy slam.
Yeah. Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, those Togepi Makuhita matchups are going to be pretty intense, and they're going to be all over the place. I'm expecting this thing like close to 100% usage.
Yeah. Continuing from that, we have another Pokemon that really liked redirection, being Azurill. So what do you think about this?
Belly Drum, huge power. Aqua Jet is just as strong as it is on his, if not stronger in this low power format.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were talking about it a little bit earlier in our recording, but a lot of the Pokemon that you're seeing that might be really good in this format are like those BDSP cores that were really, really popular. The Togekiss, Hariyama, Azumarill cores are all like, you know, those three Pokemon work really well together. And
yeah, that's the thing in this
can
format
hit, like,
as well.
truck. Yeah, that's gonna be, I think, a scary combination. And
Yeah,
like
for sure.
priority Aqua Jet is gonna be nuts.
Yeah, sadly it doesn't get Stab on it, but it can still run like Double Edge or Facade.
Yeah, and it gets Belly Drum, which just makes up for
Yeah.
the lack of stab.
Yeah, for sure.
Very positional based. If you don't get this thing in next to Togepi, it's not really gonna.
Yeah, for sure.
But otherwise, if you can get it set up under the right conditions, it's one of the scariest Pokemon in the format.
Yeah, we're gonna place this thing in A tier, correct?
A tier. Yeah, it's too scary to put anywhere else. Like,
Yeah.
it has so much threat.
Yep. Feebas. So Feebas is interesting. It's the fastest thing in the format, tied with Wimpod and Magikarp. It gets adaptability with its 15 attack.
Intense special attack.
Yeah. Oh my god. Decent supportive move pool with like Icy Wind, Light Screen, Safeguard, I believe, and Haze and Mist.
Yeah, it's like a good fast support Pokemon that you're probably gonna want to put adaptability on just so that you can at least do something.
Yeah, I want to do some offensive calcs with it.
It's usable. Like, I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah, this would make a like solid draft pick, I think, if we
For
would
sure.
ever run a draft of this format. Like 4 players, 8 mons per team.
So like, if you're running like Waterfall into like max HP Hariyama, you're doing 41 to 49%.
That's decent.
Wait, that's modest. Hold on. If you're Adamant, you're 2-hitting max HP
Oh,
Hariyama.
that's pretty good.
50 to 59%. That's like really good.
That's not bad. Okay, I underestimated this thing.
Adaptability does things, and then you put a life orb on it, it does 65 to
Oh god.
77%. Choice band 73 to 80. Like,
Oh my god.
its damage output is actually like
Yeah,
feasible
interesting.
for this format, and
Yeah.
like, yeah, adaptability is nice with its high base speed and good supportive pool. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not bad.
But I think we can agree on B tier.
Yeah, I think
It's
that
not gonna
like,
be running away with the format anytime soon.
definitely not, but it's usable if you want something that maybe is fast and shuts down setup and
Yeah,
also can.
there's not a lot of fast water types, so this could be it.
There's 3 actually.
Yeah, well, fair. But
Yeah,
this is the
they're
one
all
that
the
does
fastest
damage.
Pokemon in the format.
Yeah. Anyways, Starly, this is a beast. You
This
wanna?
thing is a beast.
You. I think you have more expertise
Okay.
in this thing, so
Yeah, so my friend Jace over in UDL at RTT was calcing with this thing the other day, and was really interested in this as a Pokemon because it gets Reckless Brave Bird, Reckless. What does it get? It gets some type of normal move. I think
double edge, I
does-
think.
Yeah, double edge, and like it gets Final Gambit as well, which is really good for this format when you get like most things are floating around that 40 base HP
Yeah.
slot. Like, I want to see something like Togepi.
Yeah, I think
It
TogeP has lower than 40.
35 HP,
Yeah.
35 base HP. So like,
One
you
max
could
HP Starly.
potentially- Yeah, you could like, you don't have to be max HP. You can be
Ah, fair.
216 EVs in
Yeah.
HP. You can one shot that thing with Final Gambit.
God.
So
That's
like,
beautiful.
yeah, it's really cool, and like Reckless is nice with
Yeah.
Brave Bird and Double Edge, and
It's
yeah,
a
it could be
very
like
fun
a good.
Pokemon.
It also gives you U-turn for pivoting and Tailwind.
Yeah. This thing has 60 speed and 55 attack, which is amazing for this format. One of
Yeah.
the best tools into Makuhita, I think.
Absolutely, it's gonna be just like you're really not gonna have a good switch in for this thing. It just hits so hard, and
If we're looking
not
at the
wrong,
like S tiers so
there's-
far. Oh, sorry.
there's no ghost types in this format.
Yeah.
So like there literally is no switch into like a double edge.
The only resist to Brave Bird is Rollicoli, I think.
That's crazy, and Pichu, but
Yeah, Pichu.
the calc showed that the calc that my friend Jace ran, Brave Bird one shots Pichu.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, just lock yourself into Brave Bird and just go.
Yeah. This thing is easy S tier.
Yeah, definitely. I think this was one of the ones that I was looking at originally. Maybe not super high on because I was like, it doesn't have Intimidate like Staraptor and Staravia. But
Then you
Reckless is
realize the
such a
damage
nice
output.
ability.
Yeah.
Its output is insane.
Anyways, next up is the Pokemon God, Spidoof. And this thing gets simple sword stance,
And simple curse and
simple amnesia.
the one that I was theory crafting was simple Skull Bash with Power Herb.
Oh my god. That's amazing. Wait, is Skull Bash in Sword and Shield?
I have no clue. It might be, it might not be. I'm
We'll
not
have
sure.
to double
but
check that. Because
yeah,
that
we
could
might
be
have
fun.
to, but that, like, I was like, oh, we could double our defense and then live a close combat from Makuhita
That's
and then just
amazing.
KO it.
That's
And-
amazing.
Yeah, or you could like set a curse and then do a Skull Bash, and now you're at +4 defense. And you're like,
Yeah.
all right, who's killing me? Probably Spinnerack with Scope Lens. But
Yeah, we just believe this Pokemon is a very interesting Pokemon in a very redirection heavy format.
Mhm.
And we think it's A tier. It could do really fun
Yeah.
stuffs.
It's just got so much that it can do, and like it's got some really good move pool. Like it's like water type coverage and
Yeah.
stab facade if Will-O-Wisp does so happen to be popular
Yep.
for whatever reason, which I don't.
I was
think it's gonna
about to say or sleep powder, but that does not work out.
be. No, unfortunately. Maybe if Pichu is running everywhere with Nuzzle.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have two very useless bugs, which are just worse versions of like Caterpie and Weedle. Once again.
Cricketuck is like uproar if you're afraid of sleep. And I caught a shiny of it in PLA, so that was awesome. But like
Yeah.
outside of that, neither of them pick it.
Yeah, both
And
of them.
Burmy gets protect.
Yes, protect.
Yes.
It has a solid niche. No.
Yeah, it stops you from getting fake outed, which like I don't know. Maybe there's like other bug types who do the same thing that also don't have to worry about fake out.
Maybe. I wonder what those could be.
Yeah, easy
Yeah.
C tiers for both of them.
Yeah. Next up we have Combi, which is actually quite interesting. You wanna talk about it?
Sure. It's the fastest Tailwind setter in the game with in this format with
No, in the game.
in the game it is faster. It outspeeds Prankster Tornadus.
Yes.
Um,
You see?
yeah, and it gets Hustle, which is like a thing that you can do with it. I think that if you're using Combi, it's mostly gonna be for Tailwind, but
Yeah.
like you're always gonna run Hustle over Honey Gather with maybe like Bug Bite or Dual Wing Beat if you're like
Yeah.
really trying to miss moves that day.
Yep.
Wide Lens, Hustle, Combi with Dual Wing Beat, and you're still gonna miss
Yeah.
all your Dual Wing Beats. Like
It also gets string shots, so you have 2 ways of speed
Mhm.
control, which could be valuable if they try to match your Tailwind.
Yeah, I think that this thing really suffers from not having Dynamax in this format. I
Yeah,
think it could have
if
been,
it had Dynamax, this would be
be
cool.
an S tier, like easy
Yeah.
S tier Pokemon. Like
Which
it
is
could be
crazy.
supportive with Tailwind, and then you just Dynamax it and you start max Flutter Buying and max Airstreaming everything.
Which is crazy to think.
Yeah,
We have
but
decided.
it's not a Dynamax format.
Yeah. And therefore, we have decided to put it in B tier, since it does have a niche.
Yeah, a little bit of one with just fast Tailwind is always nice.
Happiny. Happiny is also a Pokemon with Friend Guard. It has 100 HP, 65 special defense, so it's amazing at tanking like Slugma hit, but
Yeah,
it also has
don't-
5 physical defense.
Yeah, don't ask about its Makihita Calyx. It's not good.
Yeah.
They're not pretty. The base normal type, it just makes it kind of worse than the other two.
Yeah, it's not the best, although it does really tank the special meta game quite well.
Yeah, extremely good if you're matched up against like a late game Slugma or a late game like if you're in like a 1v1 against Togepi. It's probably pretty decent until like Fomantis.
Just run the minimize set.
Oh yeah, just where's Shuckle at? We need to get Shuckle in here.
Yes. We'll get Snom instead.
Oh yes, gotta love Snob. There is some guard split in this format. I remember seeing earlier.
Nice.
Who was it?
Makuhita? Maybe?
No, I don't think so. It might have been
Tyrone?
It's one of those. It might have been. I don't even know. I can't remember.
Something.
But yeah, something has guard split, and it was somewhat bulky. So like, if you wanted to, but like, you're also just losing your special bulk.
Yeah. What tier do you think we could place this in?
We put it in B tier because like Friend Guard was enough to justify it.
Yeah,
over
and the
everything
special bulk.
else. Yeah, and its special bulk makes it like
Yeah, I think
a
it's fair.
good Slugma answer.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's maybe not that great.
Yeah. Next up, we have Bunnelby, another Pokemon with the huge power ability and a good speed, standing at 57. This thing is quite interesting, I think. It has sword stance, quite okay coverage, and can do some cool stuffs.
Yeah, quick attack is nice. It gets
Yeah.
so like what Azurill was lacking with its stab Aqua Jets. Bunnelby gets with its stab quick attacks, but it also just kind of suffers from not getting belly drum and also being weak to fighting.
Yeah, for sure.
Belly
This
drum
is not the most
better
solid
than Sword
Pokemon.
Stance.
Yeah, Belly Drum is way better than Sword Stance.
It's maybe a little bit easier to position though than
Yeah,
than
for
an
sure.
Azurill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sends
So,
in like a good B tier for this Pokemon.
yeah, it has uses, but it's not the best. Next up is a Pokemon that we both were extremely surprised by when... So this Pokemon, Scatterbug, is looking to be a quite normal Route 1 bug. Until you start inspecting its like 8 moves and 3 abilities. It has Compound Eyes, Friend Guard, and Word. Chill Dust.
And Shield Dust, yep. So it can ignore that fake out. In case you Kricketot users wanna talk trash.
Yes.
You can't. Or your Burmy users with Protect. Alright, we don't get Protect, but we also can't get faked out.
Woo!
And we get Rage Powder.
Exactly. We also get Rage Powder, and we get string shot for speed control.
Stun Spore for more speed control.
Yes. Some
And,
quite
Bug
interesting
Bite.
tools. Yeah, Bug Bite as well. I think this Pokemon has some serious potential. Like, Friend Guard and Rage Powder is a combo we saw on Clefairy in like Series 7 and such.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really good, I think.
Oh yeah, it was incredible in Series 6. It was really popular.
Yeah.
I used it a lot in Series 8 when the legendaries came.
Mm-hmm.
When they were like the one restricted legendary. I
Yeah.
used it on like with like Calyrex Ice. I mean, not Calyrex
Yeah.
Ice, with Glacier and like
That makes sense.
Regigigas.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was maybe the pre-restricted legendary format. I think it was what Series 9 and 11,
Yeah.
where there was like the Dynamax with Landorus was everywhere.
Yeah. Anyways, so this little bug, we have decided to put an A tier. Do we keep that decision?
I am okay with like a low A tier for it. I
Yeah.
think that it has tons of potential. I originally had it in B tier just because like it's still limited in what it can do, but what
Yeah.
it does is so impactful.
Yeah, for sure.
That added bulk is really nice in this format.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, we have Noibat, the only dragon of the format. It has a quite good special attack and decent speed. It gets Tailwind and some really good special coverage overall. What do you think? It also gets Frisk.
Frisk,
Yeah, exactly. Frisk.
Which is a good ability, nice information in a best of 3 format.
Yeah.
The dragon type is probably not very good in
Yeah.
this format.
Sadly.
Togepi is very good. And like sadly without Dynamax, like you know your Draco Meteors don't have anywhere near the same like
Spam ability.
ability as a Max Wormwind to like shut down a Makuhita or a physical attacker if you need it.
Yeah.
But if you want to go off the beaten path and run like a different Tailwind setter, I think that Noibat is cool. It speed ties with Zubat, which is maybe not ideal, and it can be faked out. It's okay. It's pretty good.
It does get some cool stuff.
Yeah, and like
cool
Draco Meteor is great.
Yeah.
If you can get rid of Togepi, Draco Meteor can really clean up.
Yep. We believe this Pokemon is A tier.
Yeah. Probably like maybe a lower A tier.
Yeah.
But I think it has a lot of potential to do well.
Next up, we have the Leaf Storm.
That's all you have to describe it as. It's Leaf Storm, and like that's it.
Yeah. Contrary Leaf Storm, you spam Leaf Storm with this.
Once you're at +6, just start Giga Draining everything.
Yeah, exactly. This
like
thing looks very fun.
Pokemon.
Yeah. It looks incredibly fun to use.
Yeah. Set up a substitute next to Togepi and then just Leaf Storm things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the only issue with it is like the grass typing is not very good, and its lack of coverage into like, if you look at the S tier so far, you have 3-4 times resists in the first 4, and then 2 other 2 times resists.
Yeah.
With Slugma and Starly, it's probably not great into this meta, but if you can get the right situations for it, I think it'll be a really good sweeper.
Yeah, agreed. And that is why we put it in A tier.
A tier.
Woo!
Also, Lurantis has cool pants.
Yes, cool pants. I love Lurantis.
Fomantis, small pants.
Yeah, small pants.
Small pants and cool pants.
Yeah. Next up is Bounsweet, which does sadly not have a Queenly Majesty. Oh wait, is it called Queenly Majesty, the ability?
Yeah, the Serena ability. Oh, that thing was so good. That's such a good ability.
If it had that in this format, it could be interesting.
Yeah, it gets like Oblivious, which is not great because Intimidate is non-existent, and
it also gets Sweet Veil for Sleep Powder.
Sleep, which is probably the more helpful of the two.
Yeah.
But more than anything, it gets like an okay move pool with like Dazzling Gleam and Giga Drain, some other like decent support stuff.
For sure.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's not useless.
It's bulk decent.
Yeah. for sure.
42, 38, 38.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but doesn't do anything better than the rest of the grass types.
For sure.
I believe we put it in B tier.
We did put it in B tier.
Next up is one of your favorites, apparently, Wimpod.
I love Wimpod with such a passion. Wimpod is so cool.
Yeah, Winpod?
So, Winpod, literally W-Pod.
Yes.
I have it on my draft league this season. I unfortunately wasn't able to bring it yet, but
So sad.
in this type of format, it has the base 80 speed, which it's tied with only Magikarp and Feebas, and it is head and toes better than both of those.
Yeah, for
It gets
sure.
Wide Guard, which really shuts down like Slugma. It's good for like Togepi end games. It resists fighting. It's got Struggle Bug and Skitter Smack, which are good for special attackers.
Like the Slugma.
Yeah, like the Slugma. Also, Wimp Out and Emergency Exit are great pivot move.
Yeah,
abilities.
for sure.
Like being able to get this thing out and then in when the field state is better for it is so good.
Yeah, for sure.
And its attack like isn't that bad either. It's
Yeah.
like 35 or something.
It's decent. Aqua Edge
Yeah.
could do stuff.
With 40 defense and 30 special defense. Its HP is a little low, but
Yeah.
yeah, this thing is not bad. And I know you pointed out that you could pair this next to Roly Coly if you want to. And
Yeah,
do
Roly Coly
Coly
spamming Rock
things.
Slide.
Yeah.
It sounds
So,
fun.
Yeah, I think that this Pokemon's really cool.
Yeah.
This is your base 80 that you have to worry about.
Yeah. Is it A
in
or
terms
B?
of speed. A tier, I put it.
Yeah. It's a low
I think
A
that
tier, I think.
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential to do well, but we'll see how the meta kind of develops.
Yeah. And of course, we have Cosmog S tier.
S tier Cosmog. Yep,
yes.
get in the bag, Nebby.
No, but seriously, this Pokemon has two moves, Splash and Teleport. This is not doing anything, sadly.
It gets but it gets unaware.
Oh yes, unaware, stalling.
unaware to teleport.
Yes, easy. Oh god.
It is the new Incineroar. It's the Incineroar. in this
Yes,
format.
exactly.
Everyone
Best
uses it.
pivot. Best pivot.
Best pivot.
Yes.
I love Nebby.
Yeah.
Get in the bag.
Get in the bag.
Yeah,
We're getting into the last generation.
We are.
And
But
first up,
this is where we didn't get to.
yeah,
in our
exactly.
first recording.
Now I actually need to pick up Showdown again.
Yeah. No more speedrun. We can look at these.
Yes.
I do really like Krukadi.
Yeah.
So me and Ted drafted this last season in DPDL 2.
Yeah.
It never really got much use just because it was outclassed by a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
But it gets like a Nerve, which is a good ability.
Yeah, it could be interesting.
It's faster than Zubat and Noibat
That's Tailwind.
with a Tailwind. Yep, Tailwind, Taunt, U-turn.
Very nice, honestly.
It actually gets Assurance if you want to run it with Wimpod or something.
Ooh,
Like,
with Wimpod.
run the fastest thing, or like Starly.
Oh
like,
god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fake cheers. Huh.
Hone Claws, Roost, Substitute, Tailwind. Like this has a lot of really cool things that it can
Yeah, cool
do.
tools. I think it's outclassed as a bird though.
Yeah, like not being immune to Fake Out stinks, but it's also like pure flying, which is pretty good for like Makihira.
Yeah,
But I
that's
also
true.
don't really think that this is taken like a Guts boosted close combat either.
Yeah. The stats are not the best.
But
Where-
I think that is like a good support Pokemon. It's
Yeah.
really good.
What do you think? B tier?
I
tier?
actually put it in A.
That's fair. That's fair. Like
I think
the
it's
faster speed on Zubat and Starly could make a
Yeah.
difference.
it's slower than Starly, but it's faster than Zubat. It's 57.
Oh right,
Starly's
right. Starly is 60. Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
It can
Starly is
just be,
just
like-
superior.
it can be a good Tailwind setter with dynamic speed if you need to like take out a Zubat before it sets Tailwind potentially. Like that can be really good. You can shut that down.
For sure.
But yeah, it's cool. I think it's pretty strong.
Let's go on to another bug.
Blipbug.
I think this thing is. Ah, yeah. It doesn't even
Yeah.
get string shot.
It is trash.
This, ew, this thing is bad.
It gets telepathy if you want to run it next to Swinub.
Ah, yeah, of course, of course.
You get Struggle Bug
No. Run Wimpod, please.
and like Infestation if you want to just like.
No. This is a pretty clear
Yeah,
C tier,
no,
in my
it
opinion.
is. Yeah, it is. It is Garbo.
Yeah.
It belongs in the dumpster fire that is C tier.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Nick
dumpster
it,
fire
though.
plus C dot.
Yeah. C dot. No, Nickit do be pretty interesting though.
Absolutely, I think this thing is really good.
Nickit has 50 speed, okay bulk, 47 special attack, and it has the ability Stake Out, which I think is very
It's
interesting.
Unburden too.
Unburden as well, yeah. I think
if you're,
Stake Out
like-
is very interesting in this meta where I believe like switching will be very popular.
Yeah, like U-turn will probably be popular on the Pokemon that get it, and
Yeah.
like calling a good switch in is good.
Yeah,
You
and you
get
get double
Snarl.
damage. Double damage on switching. But
It-
like yeah, as you said, Snarl.
Its typing is maybe not great for
Yeah,
this format
for sure.
because like Makihita and Togepi are there, but like you get like Quick Guard, so you can shut down
Pick up.
Fake Out from Makihita. Since you're faster, you get Play Rough, you get Knockoff, you get like Foul Play, you
Taunt.
get a whole bunch of really good
Support moves.
moves. Yeah, support moves. You get Taunt, you get
Beat
Beat Up
Up.
if you want to run it with Whismer.
Yeah, and it gets
but-
fake tears for the Whismer as well.
It does get Fake Tears, but you should just run
Bug.
Seed Out instead. It's better.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think that Unburden and Stakeout are both decent abilities
Yeah.
here. Just depends how you're gonna get them procced.
For
Stakeout,
sure.
you're gonna have to get some good calls, and Unburden, you're gonna have to, probably
Yeah.
run like Sash and take a close combat.
I believe this Pokemon is B tier.
I put it in low A, but I'm okay with B as well.
I think just that Zigzagoon outclasses it. Most of
Yeah, Zigzagoon is a little bit less. It's easier to set up,
Yeah,
and it gets parting shot.
yeah, exactly. I think B tier.
I agree.
Gossifleur. Ooh.
Gossifleur was okay.
This thing is pretty bulky,
Yeah,
and it has Regenerator.
and it gets Cotton down too, which is not bad.
Yeah, it's the slowest thing in the format, so in Trick Room, it's pretty nice. But you have spamming Sleep Powder.
Mm. And it gets like Synthesis, so it can stay on the field a long time.
Yeah, it gets Pollen
Charm,
Puff. Pollen Puff
Pollen Puff,
Charm.
Helping Hand.
could work.
Sunny Day if you want to run C dot really bad,
Yeah,
or if
Or-
you
or
want to run
Sunkern.
Solar Powered Sunkern.
yeah,
like-
exactly. Big brain.
Yeah, I think that this thing is it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's HC2, which makes it for just like a really annoying Pokemon.
Yeah, it's an very bulky grass type.
Like its attack stats are not bad either, 40
Yeah,
and 40.
This
But I
thing
did
is
not
cool.
realize that this thing is actually a lot better than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Than I originally gave you credit for, and I put it in the A tier.
I think
when-
that's
when I-
totally fair. I think
Yeah,
A tier is
like,
good because there's a
I
lot
put it,
of
like,
top
mid A
Pokemon
tier.
that shuts this down.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
like-
A tier is super fair.
Yeah, like grass type is not very good in this format, but like very, very, very bulky grass type with really good support is probably fine.
Yeah. Next up we have Roly-Poly.
Roly-Poly, it's colossal, but it doesn't take 4 times damage from water types.
Yes. So you run like Wimpod with Aquate, and then just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you run
Rock
Rock
Slide.
Slide on it, and then when you think you're gonna die, you just explode.
Yes, exactly. It looks very fun, honestly.
Yeah, it still gets Meteor Beam too if you want to run like
Oh.
a Power Herb set instead
Yeah.
of like a Weakness Policy one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it also gets Will-O-Wisp and Substitute too, so like
Nice.
yeah, this thing can be really good. And the other benefit that it has is that like its type moves in this format, you're
Are
not
quite good.
losing that much from not running Meteor Beam.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
you have
absolutely.
yeah, and you have like 40-40 for your attacking stats, so you can kind of run it on either side of the spectrum. And with
Yeah.
no Ignore and no Intimidate, like this is maybe a decent Roly-Poly format.
Yeah, I think it is.
Roly-Coly Wimpod, new meta.
Yes, I actually built a team around that. It looks kind of fun.
It also gets block if you really want to get crazy with it
Oh my
to
God.
stop things from switching.
What tier would you say this thing is?
This is probably like an A tier. It's
Yeah, I
bulk is
think I
good
agree.
too. It's got
Yeah.
50 defense and 50 special defense.
Yeah, I agree.
Its typing is also much better than like
Colossals.
other bulky, even just like other bulky sweepers kind of in this format.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Makihita is a problem, but like you're good into Slugma and Hoppip and
Yeah.
Spinnerack and Zubat. Like most of these S tiers are kind of countered by Roly-Coly pretty hard.
Yeah, exactly. I think Roly-Coly is fire. No,
I
it's
like
rock.
it.
Sorry.
It's only rock this time. But it's still fire.
Yeah, it's still fire in our
It also
hearts.
gets
It's still
proof
fire.
if you really want to just shut and flash fire. If you just want to shut down Slugma.
That sounds very fun. Actually.
Yeah, like you
doesn't
don't need
sound bad.
You don't need Steam Engine.
Yeah.
On this thing.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Next up, we have Toxel.
Last two.
It has 54 special attack, but until you realize like its only special moves are Belch.
Yeah. Round.
This thing is
An acid.
Yeah.
Acid is like your only non-drawback.
I don't know what I think about this thing.
Yeah, it's probably not great.
Yeah.
It gets Nuzzle, I guess, and rattled. Put it
Yeah.
next to C-Dot.
Oh my God.
It also gets like Endeavor and Facade.
For
Yeah.
next Playtime Cup, we do a format where only B and C tiers from this tier list are allowed.
Yes. Yes.
Just lower the power level even
Like
more.
literally cut out those S tiers, and I think that like literally everything becomes viable.
Yeah. Looks fun.
But like, yeah, I think that like I guess it gets Encore. It can be an okay like support Pokemon with
Yeah, I guess. Growl.
like Growl, Endeavor, and Encore and Nuzzle.
Fair.
It's not great though. Not great. Probably C for this thing.
I believe C.
Yeah, I originally put it in B. I don't know what I was thinking.
Snom.
Finally, our Lord and Savior.
It does
end
get
of the
shield
video.
dust. Shield
And
dust.
it gets Ice Scales too.
Yeah, wait. It gets shield dust, icy wind. What?
Yeah, it does get Icy Wind. It does get Icy
Yeah,
Wind.
it does get
man,
Icy
this
Wind.
thing is crazy. They get Skitter Smack and Struggle Bug.
So
too.
good. So good.
And Substitute and Icicle Spirit. This is like not horrible.
No, I don't think it's. I mean, stats are pretty bad.
It gets Fairy Wind,
So
so
good.
you can hit Makihita. This gets Mirror Coat. This is our why not.
Oh yes.
This is it.
This is it.
This is it.
Van Snom too strong.
Too good.
Oh god.
Yeah, Snom's cool.
Snom is cool.
I think that it's got things it can do. It's a little probably too slow to do like
Yeah.
Icy Wind stuff unless
Yeah,
you
but
want to scarf
Trick Room
it.
Sweeper, easy.
Yeah, Trick Room Icy Wind.
Bug,
Let's go.
Bug Bus.
It's running next to Wurmple.
Yes. Oh god. Amazing.
It's amazing. I love it. Snom deserves S tier.
Yes, Esther. Esther Snom. No, but what tier do you think?
It's probably like a B tier, like a low B tier.
Yeah, I think B tier is fair.
It's more viable than Toxel.
Yeah.
It
I
actually
think
has
that's
stuff
fair.
to do, and Shield Dust is solid.
Yeah. So, that is our tier list for the Small Powers Cup.
Took us 2 tries, but we got done.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
It's
I
beautiful.
think this format will be incredibly fun.
Yeah, I wonder how we're gonna look back on this in like, like literally a week and a half time and be like, all right,
Like,
I
damn,
guess-
Sunkern won the tour. We should have.
Sunkern, C. OP, like
Yeah.
literally most broken beat up mon in the format. and
Damn.
yeah, like there's a part of me too with like just the player base that we have
Yeah.
that makes me feel like these really strong Pokemon that we think are gonna be everywhere might not be everywhere.
Correct.
Like we have some.
I
Really
think that's
creative
gonna be the
players
fair.
who like to do like very off meta stuff
Yeah,
a lot of the time. So
For sure. It's gonna be fun.
yeah, I'm
It's gonna be
excited for
fun
it.
to see what our community can come up with. You'll have
Yeah,
to
we
make
come
sure to invite those guys that you were talking
I
about.
am going to, absolutely. I don't know
Awesome.
if you're gonna be able to, especially if you're starting it like as early as the Swiss tours, because a lot of them are Pacific time.
I think it's gonna be
Um,
later.
okay, if it's later, then there's definitely a possibility that they're
Yeah.
able to join in, because a lot of my friends were definitely theory crafting for it and made some
Nice.
cool team ideas, and we're really drawn to this format.
Yeah, it's
Um,
a very
you know,
interesting format.
yeah, we have our draft league over there. RTT is Redeem the Trash, so it's
Oh yeah, I've heard
basically
about that.
like, yeah, it's basically like a lowered power level format
Yeah,
of, real formats. So
yeah.
whenever we hear like low power level stuff, or like we get a little antsy and we want to just play in them. So,
Understandable.
this is right up all of our alleys, and
Yeah.
I'm drawn to this format. I'm so excited to play in it. It's gonna be my first Playtime Cup.
Oh,
I missed the
nice.
other, and yeah, I'm super excited. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
And with those words, I would like to say thank you to everyone for watching this. It's been super fun to make this tier list together with you, Jay.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. It took us like 2 hours to get it done, and it
Yeah,
was very enjoyable 2 hours despite our setbacks and everything. We kept
yeah,
high spirits and had a good time with it.
yeah. It was really fun.
Yeah,
We
it's nice
we
finally getting to
we'll have
talk
to
to
make
you and
sure
stuff too.
to
Uh,
continue doing these kind of stuff for future Playtime Cups. Or something.
Absolutely,
That would
I'm
be
always
totally.
down.
That would be
I
super fun.
love talking with you and just with people that are
Yeah,
share the similar interests and all that.
very
So
fun.
an absolute blast. So thank you so much for having me on.
No worries. It was a honor. Anyways, bye bye guys. I'll see you next time.
See y'all.